My background is I was born in East London and grew up. I'm one of 11 children. I moved out of East London into Essex at a younger age and grew up there. I started racing motorcycles at the age of 13 and soon became professional at that. I moved forward from there. I started a building company when I was 18 years old. I had a brief time in the British Army. I joined the paratroopers, and then once I left there I went back into business properly and moved on from that point. I briefly raced Speedway as well for Wimbledon Speedway Club. I moved over to Port Douglas in 2004 and absolutely love the place. Absolutely passionate about the place now, and this is why I'm running for mayor, and I want to see the place progress, how it needs to progress and how it should be progressing. Everything I do in life I try to do to the best of my ability, and I always have done, and I've always achieved a very high standard in everything I've done. If I get into something, I get into it passionately, and I want to make sure that I become the best that I could possibly be in whatever I take on. I was waiting to see if anyone else was nominating and who, and their reasons why they was going to nominate. It was a bit of strategy really to make sure that that I had the best chance possible, and that was really my main reason for doing it that way. At first, the first 2 years are going to be a very difficult time for the Douglas Shire and for the new council. We need to make sure that, number one, we get the council on a very sustainable financial footing so that we can proceed to move forward and not fail in our abilities to make this work. If we can't financially sustain ourselves, then we're going to go back to what we had before, is what nobody wants. So our main key really is to make sure financially we're stable, and another thing is to make sure that we've had a chance now to move forward. We've took one step forward in being de-amalgamated from Cairns, so now we want to make sure that that step forward continues to go forward and that we don't go 2 steps back. 1 step back being Cairns, 2 steps back being the dysfunctional council that lost us the Shire in the first place. I'm here to support all Douglas residents. When they had the de-amalgamation, there was a very strong divide. There was nearly 50-50 for yeses and noes. So I sat on the fence. I didn't support the yeses and I didn't support the noes. So I left myself, back then I was already sort of preparing myself to hopefully be involved in some way if the de-amalgamation did go ahead, and it did. So I want to make sure that I can get all the yes-no voters and the no voters to unify again and become one consolidated Shire that all have one reason to vote for and one reason only.